Anyway, but they didn't care in Britain in those days. Anyway, here's a number called It's All Over Now. This is not to be confused with the Rolling Stones number, It's All Over Now. They, of course, as you know, are still singing their songs that are older than me, some of them. And when Mick Jagger sings, I can't get no satisfaction, he means it. Anyway. I mustn't be cruel, must I? But I will be, because I'm an old, cantankerous gadfly. Right. This is a song written by our old friend Albert von Tilser, you see, still around. Lyrics by Lou Brown, who went on to write the words to the Beer Barrel Polka. And of course, a lot of other songs he wrote with the great team of De Silva, Brown, and Henderson. But here they are singing a song from 1920, rather a tough one, called I Used to Love You, But It's All Over Now. I used to bless the day I first met you. I planned so many things for just we two. But now it's plain to see that you have never cared for me. You can't deny you fooled me from the start. It's best we part before you break my heart. 'Cause I used to love you, but it's all over now. You know it's all over town that you let me down. But you shouldn't let that kind of story go round. You had your chance and now it's all over. I'll get along somehow. Now there are things that you did I used to forgive, but you'll never change just as long as you live. You rotter! I used to love you, but it's all over now. Go on! Your chance and now it's all over. I'll get along somehow. Now let's go, everybody. Now there are things that you did I used to forgive, but you'll never change just as long as you live. You rotter! I used to love you, but it's all over now. Look at them. Oh, aren't they wonderful? All American and all spoken for. I think they all have partners. Anyway, listen, we haven't heard you sing yet, and normally at these shows, we have a sing-along, and that's half the point of these shows. And here's a number I'm sure you all know, so when the chorus comes, we'll really go to town on it. And it's the penultimate number, in other words, it's the number before the intermission, when you go out to the little table and you see all those lovely wares, and they make beautiful Christmas presents, some of those things. They really do. They're lovely, 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 lovely things. But here is the song. It's called Carolina in the Morning, written by Walter Donaldson. Now, I'll just, if you'll bear with me a second, I think we have time, actually. There's an interesting story behind this song. Walter Donaldson went to his lyricist Gus Kahn's house one night in 1922 to work out some songs. And Gus Kahn's little boy had a musical toy that did a little seesaw thing. Just go, little seesaw sound. What about a G to an E? You know, David or anybody. Yeah, he had this toy that kept doing that. And in the end, Gus Kahn said, I'm sorry, it's driving me crazy. I'm sorry, Walter, you won't be able to write a song. He said, no, wait a minute. There could be a song in there. Just a minute. Nights are when you went away. So we got My Buddy from that. And then he said, play that toy again. Nothing could be finer than to be. And so that song came about. But now bear with me. Thomas Edison had a record company. He was notoriously tone deaf, but he said, I can always spot a hit tune by just the melody. We don't need harmonies, we don't need all this garbage. So he had a guy, Sam Coslow, who would bring him all the new tunes and play the melody. I'm forever blowing bubbles, I can understand that, I can sing it. Let's hear this new one, Caroline in the Morning, let's hear it. Yeah? Yeah? Stop, this is a repetitive song. It'll never, ever be a hit. But of course, he wasn't hearing the underneath melody. David? You see? And that's a little secret about making a hit. We always hear that little melody underneath. It's so sweet. Let's all sing Caroline in the Morning by Walter Donaldson and Gus Kahn, who had never been near the place. Let's do the verse as well, shall we? Probably wise. No. I have been to these places. Here's the verse. Wishing is good time wasted, still it's a habit, they say. Wishing for sweets I've tasted, that's all I do all day. Maybe there's nothing in wishing, but speaking of wishing, I'll say nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning. No one could be sweeter than my sweetie when I meet her in the morning. Where the morning glories twine around the door, whispering pretty stories I long to hear once more. Strolling with my girlie where the dew is early in the morning. Butterflies all flutter up and kiss each little buttercup at dawning. If I had a lady's lamp for only a day, I'd make a wish, and here's what I'd say. Oh, nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in... Now everybody sing now, here we go. Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning. No one could be sweet. You up in the ashtrays, let's hear you. In the morning, where the morning glories twine around the door, whispering pretty stories I long to hear once more. Everybody now, strolling with my girlie where the dew is early in the morning. Tricky steps these, they're all British. Butterflies all flutter up and kiss each little buttercup at dawning. Now everybody, if I had a lady's lamp for only a day, I'd make a wish, and here's what I'd say. Oh, nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning. Well done, everybody. What a victory. What a victory. Well done. They're wonderful. And some of these marvelous people are relative strangers to me. They're lovely people, and I'd love to get their names and know who they are, but I'm always constantly surprised. I never even know who's going to be in the band. No, I do. We always know who's going to be in the band. Let's end up this. We've just timed it right. Let's end up this portion with a song that you've probably never heard before, but I absolutely love this song. I found it in a shop in Dublin, Ireland, years ago. It's called the Farm Cabaret, and it's all about a group of animals in England. I know, it's quite good, but if you don't mind, I'm going to read some of the words because I never sing it right as a rule. And it's about this. I always like songs about anthropomorphic. Is that the word? Anthropomorphic animals when they talk and things like that. And so this is about animals who decide they're going to have a cabaret show. And it's a British number written by Roy Leslie and Clay Keyes at the height of the first British Depression, when the songwriters were so poor they were forced to go to pawn shops to pawn their underwear, and you can't get much lower than that. No, really. So there it is, Farmyard Cabaret, and this is the kind of song that I love. I know I have, or perhaps you don't know, I have a BA and an MA, I think. If I paid £5 more, I got an MA from Trinity College Dublin in history and Karl Marx and things like that. But here